Commander Kim stood at the wide window of the control tower, looking out at the white buildings of Colony Epsilon 9. The morning light made the crystal towers shine. As the leader of this outpost, Kim felt proud of what his people had built so far from home. "Commander, you should see this," called Park, the young scanner operator. His voice sounded worried. Kim walked over to the screen. Strange blue dots blinked at the edge of their space. "What are those?" he asked. "Energy readings, sir. Nothing we've seen before. They started 3 hours ago and keep getting stronger." Kim frowned. The White Nebula people had chosen this far corner of space because no one else was here. They wanted to be alone. Their bodies, made partly of living crystal, needed peace and quiet to grow properly. Too much noise from other life forms could hurt them. "Call Officer Choi and the security team," Kim ordered. "Tell them to meet me in the war room." As Park sent the message, Kim touched the crystal growth on his forearm. It had taken 5 years to form properly after the last time he met aliens. Their loud thoughts had cracked his first growth. He wouldn't let that happen to the children of the colony. 10 minutes later, 6 officers sat around the round table in the war room. The blue dots now filled the big screen on the wall. "The readings are getting stronger," Kim said. "Something is coming. Or someone." Officer Choi nodded. She was the head of security, with crystal formations along both arms. "Should we power up the shields?" "Yes, and prepare the warning messages in all known languages." Officer Song, the youngest at the table, looked worried. Could it be peaceful travelers? Maybe they're lost. Kim shook his head. "In my 30 years of space exploration, no one finds a place this remote by accident. They're coming here on purpose." "The colony has 5,000 people now," said Officer Choi. "Most have never seen other species. Half our children haven't completed their first crystal growth." Kim knew what she meant. Contact with outsiders could harm the children worst of all. Their growing crystals could crack or stop growing altogether. "We will protect our people," Kim promised. "Prepare all ships for defense positions." As the meeting ended, the alarm system started to sound. Kim rushed back to the control room with the others. The screen showed the blue dots moving faster now, heading straight for their world. "Time to arrival?" Kim asked. 24 hours if they keep this speed," Park answered. His hands shook slightly. Kim made a quick decision. "Send the evacuation order to the outer farms. Move everyone to the central city. And turn on the protection dome." From the tower window, Kim watched as the giant crystal dome began to close over the city. The special shield would block out not just weapons, but also the mind noise of aliens. Over the next few hours, farm vehicles streamed through the closing gaps, bringing families to safety. That night, Kim couldn't sleep. He stood on his balcony, looking up at the stars through the clear dome. Somewhere out there, visitors were coming. But why? This system had no special resources. No important trade routes passed nearby. The White Nebula people had chosen this place exactly because no one would want it. Unless the visitors knew about the White Nebula people themselves, their crystal biology was unique in known space. Some collectors would pay anything for samples. The thought made Kim's crystal arm ache. He had seen what happened when other species got too interested in White Nebula biology. Morning came with bad news. The readings had multiplied. Park's face was pale as he showed Kim the new scans. "Not one ship," Park whispered. "Many ships. A whole fleet." Kim stared at the screen. The blue dots had become a blue cloud, moving steadily toward them. "Sound the full alarm," he ordered. "All security personnel to stations. This is not a drill." As sirens wailed across the city, Kim watched his people hurry to safety positions. The dome sealed completely with a soft hum. On the horizon, the first farm buildings outside the dome began to sparkle as their smaller shields activated. Whatever was coming, the White Nebula colony would be ready. Kim would make sure of it. He had not led his people across space to build a new home only to lose it to invaders. The waiting had begun. The three dark ships appeared in the sky above Colony Epsilon 9 exactly 24 hours after the first readings. Unlike normal ships that reflected light, these seemed to swallow it. They were huge, each one bigger than the entire colony's central dome. Inside the control room, everyone went silent. "Those are Black Horizon ships," said Officer Choi, her voice barely a whisper. "I've only seen pictures from history books." Commander Kim had heard stories about the Black Horizon people. They lived in the shadows of space, their bodies able to exist in dark matter clouds where no other life could survive. Unlike the White Nebula colonists who needed light for their crystals to grow, the Black Horizon beings thrived in darkness. "They never leave their territory," Kim said. "Why are they here now?" The largest communication screen suddenly lit up. A face appeared. Dark purple skin with small points of light that looked like stars. The Black Horizon being wore a simple uniform with a symbol Kim didn't recognize. "This is Ambassador Yoon of the Black Horizon Cooperative," said the figure in a voice that sounded like quiet thunder. "We come seeking temporary shelter. Our home system has been destroyed. We are refugees." Kim signaled to cut the transmission. "Don't answer," he ordered. "It could be a trick." "But sir," said Park, "what if they really need help?" Kim shook his head. "Our job is to protect our people. Black Horizon biology is completely opposite to ours. Their dark matter energy could harm our children's crystal growth." Outside, the three ships moved into orbit around the planet. They made no aggressive moves, but Kim ordered all defense systems activated anyway. The colony's 6 small fighter ships rose into the air, circling the dome protectively. "They're sending another message," Park reported. "Text only this time." The message appeared on the screen. "We mean no harm. We have 2,000 refugees, including 500 children. Our home system was destroyed by a cosmic storm. We need only temporary landing rights while we repair our engines. Please respond." Kim looked at the message for a long time. Finally, he typed a reply. "This is a protected White Nebula colony. Your ships must leave our space immediately. Your dark matter technology is harmful to our biology." The reply came quickly. "We understand your concerns. We can maintain biological shields. Our people will die if we cannot land soon. Our supplies are almost gone." "They're lying," Kim told his officers. "Black Horizon ships are self-sustaining. They don't need supplies." "That's old information, sir," said Officer Song quietly. "Our data on them is 50 years old." Throughout the day, more messages came from the ships. Each one was more urgent than the last. Ambassador Yoon requested direct communication, face-to-face. Kim refused. By evening, the atmosphere in the colony had grown tense. Many colonists gathered under the dome, looking up at the 3 dark ships. Children were kept indoors, away from possible dark matter exposure. Then everything changed. The smallest of the 3 ships started descending toward the planet's surface, about 20 miles from the colony. "They're landing," shouted Park. Without permission, Kim slammed his fist on the console. "I knew it. Launch intercept teams immediately." 5 security vehicles raced out from under the dome, heading toward the landing site. Officer Choi led them personally, carrying equipment to detect dark matter leaks. The ship touched down in an empty field. Its dark surface seemed to bend the very light around it. A door opened in its side, and a single figure stepped out, alone and unarmed. It was Ambassador Yoon. In person, the star-like points on his skin glowed more brightly. He carried a small device in his hands. "Stop where you are," called Officer Choi through a speaker. "You are trespassing." Yoon placed the device on the ground and stepped back. "This is a universal translator," he said, "and proof of our situation." The device projected images into the air, terrible pictures of destruction. A beautiful star system being torn apart by swirling cosmic storms. Ships full of frightened people fleeing. Children huddled together. "We have nowhere else to go," said Yoon. The nearest Black Horizon colony is too far for our damaged engines. Officer Choi reported everything back to Commander Kim, who remained unconvinced. It could all be fake, Kim said. Tell them they have 1 day to repair their ships and leave. No one sets foot in our colony. As night fell, the two peoples watched each other across miles of empty land. The Black Horizon ship glowed with soft lights. The white nebula dome sparkled with crystal energy. Neither side trusted the other. Neither understood how much danger was coming for them both. Officer Lee woke up to the sound of urgent beeping. She had slept only 3 hours after working late in her small office at the edge of the colony. As the only human on Epsilon 9, Lee sometimes felt caught between worlds. The White Nebula people had accepted her as their official Earth connection, but they kept her at a polite distance. "Computer, what's happening?" she asked, rubbing her eyes. "Colony alert status raised to level 4. Unknown ships in orbit. All non-essential personnel to remain indoors." Lee jumped out of bed. Level 4 was just 1 step below war status. She quickly put on her Blue Earth Diplomatic Corps uniform and rushed to her communication console. "This is Officer Lee requesting information update and colony access," she said into the speaker. Commander Kim's face appeared on the screen. He looked tired and angry. "Officer Lee, this doesn't concern Earth. We're handling an unwelcome visit from Black Horizon ships." Lee's heart beat faster. She had studied both species extensively during her diplomatic training. This could turn bad very quickly. "Commander, I should be there. I have special training in cross-species communication. These visitors aren't interested in talking. They've landed without permission and refuse to leave." Lee took a deep breath. "Sir, with respect, I believe I can help. Black Horizon and White Nebula species literally see the universe differently. Your visual systems don't even process the same light wavelengths." Kim was silent for a moment. "You have 1 hour to join us at Control Center. Bring any translation tools you have." The screen went dark. Lee rushed to gather her equipment, especially her multi-spectrum translator. Earth scientists had developed it after studying the different perceptual systems of various alien species. As she hurried through the empty streets, Lee noticed how everyone was hiding indoors. The beautiful crystal buildings reflected morning sunlight, but no one was outside enjoying the day. Fear had taken over the colony. At the control center, Commander Kim and his officers watched multiple screens showing the Black Horizon ship on the ground. Small figures moved around it, setting up equipment. "They claimed they're refugees," Kim said as Lee entered. "Say their home system was destroyed." "Have you checked if that's true?" Lee asked. "We don't have long-range scans that far," said Park from his station, "and we don't trust them anyway." Lee connected her translator to the main system. "Let me speak with their leader. I can help you understand what they're really saying." Kim hesitated, then nodded. "Set up the communication line." A few minutes later, Ambassador Yoon's face appeared on the main screen. To Lee's human eyes, he looked exhausted, the starlight points on his skin dimmer than they should be. "I am Officer Lee, human diplomatic representative. I wish to help resolve this situation peacefully." Yoon's expression changed to surprise. "A human? Here?" He switched to English. "Thank the stars. Someone who might understand." Lee explained to Commander Kim. "He's speaking English now. Many Black Horizon people learned human languages after first contact." For the next 20 minutes, Lee translated between Yoon and Kim, not just their words but their cultural meanings. She explained how the crystal structures of White Nebula people could be damaged by unshielded dark matter energy. She told Kim how the Black Horizon refugees had lost everything when a cosmic storm destroyed their home system. "They really are refugees," Lee said, "and they've developed special shields to contain their dark matter emissions." Kim remained suspicious. If they have shields, why can't they just go somewhere else? Before Lee could translate this question, a loud alarm blared through the control room. Park's face went pale as he stared at his screen. "Commander, long-range scans picking up something huge approaching our system." Everyone gathered around his station. The screen showed a massive cloud of something moving toward them at incredible speed. "What is that?" Kim asked. Lee felt cold fear in her stomach. She had seen reports about these readings before. "It's a void swarm," she whispered. "They consume everything in their path. Planets, ships, people. Nothing survives." Ambassador Yoon must have seen the same readings on his ship. The communication screen lit up again with his worried face. "You see it too?" he asked. "The void swarm destroyed our home. We barely escaped. Now it's coming here." Lee turned to Commander Kim. "Sir, neither of your species can fight this alone. But together, with your crystal technology and their dark matter engines, you might have a chance." Kim looked at the approaching death cloud, then at the Black Horizon ships, and finally at Lee. "Tell me exactly what we need to do," he said quietly. Lee nodded and began to explain. The survival of both species now depended on them working together, and she was the only one who could bridge the gap between them. 3 months had passed since the day of the Great Shield. The people of Colony Epsilon 9 still talked about how the sky had filled with both light and darkness as the shield powered up, how the void swarm had crashed against it like angry waves on a shore, how for 26 hours everyone had held their breath, waiting to see if their world would survive. It had. The combined power of crystal energy and dark matter had created something new, a shield that pushed back the void swarm, sending it tumbling away into deep space. Today, Commander Kim walked through streets that looked very different from before. The crystal buildings of the White Nebula people now stood alongside new dark purple structures where Black Horizon families had settled. Children from both species played together in the Central Park, their natural fears forgotten. Kim stopped to watch a group of young ones building a model of the 7 towers that had saved them all. A White Nebula girl carefully placed crystal pieces, while a Black Horizon boy adjusted the dark matter components. They worked together naturally without thinking about it. "They adapt faster than we do," said a voice beside him. Kim turned to see Ambassador Yoon. In the past months, Yoon had become a familiar presence, though Kim was still getting used to his shadow-like appearance. "Children always do," Kim agreed. "They don't carry our old fears." The two leaders continued walking toward the new community center. Inside, Officer Lee was teaching a class on Earth cultures to a mixed group of White Nebula and Black Horizon adults. She smiled when she saw them enter. "Perfect timing," she said. "We were just discussing how Earth people overcame their own divisions." Kim looked around the room. Just 3 months ago, these people had been strangers, enemies even. Now they sat together, learning about yet another culture. "The building committee has approved the plans for the new school," Yoon told Lee after her class ended. "It will have special rooms for both our kinds of children." Lee nodded happily. "And the naming vote results will be announced tonight." "Yes," said Kim. "Everyone has had a chance to suggest a new name for our colony." That evening, all residents gathered in the large square under the open sky. The dome that had once protected the White Nebula people from outsiders now stood open permanently. The 7 towers around the colony perimeter still hummed with energy, but now they powered shields that protected everyone equally. Kim and Yoon stood on a small platform together. Kim spoke first. "3 months ago, we were separate peoples. My people feared yours," he said, looking at Yoon. "We thought we could not live together because our biologies were too different." Yoon nodded. "My people thought the same. For generations, we kept apart from crystal beings, believing we would harm each other." "We were wrong," they said together. The crowd cheered. Children jumped up and down excitedly. Kim held up a small crystal tablet. "You have voted on a new name for our colony. A name that represents who we are now, not who we were before." He handed the tablet to Officer Lee, who had earned the honor of the announcement. "The new name of our colony is..." Lee paused, smiling at the eager faces. "Unity Point." More cheers filled the air. Light from the setting sun caught the crystal buildings while shadows gathered comfortably around the dark matter structures. Somehow, it all looked right together. Later that night, Commander Kim stood on his balcony looking at the stars. His crystal arm had grown stronger in recent months, not weaker as he had feared. The Black Horizon presence had somehow helped stabilize the crystal patterns of his people. Meanwhile, the Black Horizon children were developing more vibrant star points on their skin thanks to exposure to crystal energy. They were changing each other, growing together in ways no one had imagined possible. A message appeared on his personal screen. It was from Earth Central, responding to Officer Lee's reports. The message was simple: other colonies requesting information on your integration model. Universe watching with interest. Congratulations. Kim smiled. From enemies to neighbors to an example for others, all because they had faced destruction together and chosen to trust. Below his balcony, a mixed group of White Nebula and Black Horizon musicians played a new kind of music, crystal tones mixed with shadow harmonies. It sounded strange but beautiful, like their new life together. Unity Point was just the beginning.